up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with this. Sean Kingston, the same man who brought us beautiful girls, the same man who once sat atop the Billboard chart, is now sitting in a federal prison. And why? Not because he fell off, not because he lost his voice, not because he couldn't make another hit, but because him and his mama decided to run a fraud scheme, a family enterprise of luxury fraud. We're talking about high-end watches. We're talking about jewelry. We're talking about a luxury SUV. We even talking about a television the size of a wall, and they ain't paid for none of it. The scheme was simple but stupid. They claimed they were sending wire transfers, so they sent fake receipts. They lied, they cheated, and for a while, they got away with it. But let me tell you something. You can't outrun the game. You can't outsmart the system. The feds don't play. It wasn't Instagram that brought them down. It wasn't TMZ that brought them down. It was receipts, fake wire receipts. Text messages saying, I told you to make a fake receipt. Once that hit the courtroom, the game was over. And here's where it gets even more pathetic. This wasn't just Sean Kingston. It was his mama. His mama was his partner in crime. Janice Turner. She got 5 years. He got 3.5.
Rapper Sean Kingston facing the music today as a judge sentenced him to prison in connection with a $1 million fraud scheme. CBS News Mommy's Yvonne Taylor was inside the courtroom when that decision was handed down. He joins us live from Fort Lauderdale with more on what happened in court. Yvonne?
Yes, Elliot, and the rapper was actually sentenced to 3.5 years behind bars or in prison. Now, his sister was present during the whole process, and she addressed the judge, asking the judge to be lenient with her brother, saying, quote, he's a good man, please be lenient with him, end quote. So this was after she found out that the U.S. government was asking for 5 years in prison. So let's take you to some video from earlier today, and you will see 35-year-old rapper over there, Sean Kingston. He was immediately arrested after the judge ruling. You see him in this video as he walked to federal court today next to his team of attorneys and his sister dressed in white behind him. He did not say a word as he arrived. Now, Kingston, whose legal name is Keyshawn Paul Anderson, and his mother, Janice Turner, were arrested in May 2024 in Fort Lauderdale. According to federal records, they orchestrated a scheme to obtain high-end luxury items, including jewelry, expensive watches, even a luxury SUV. They then claimed to have made wire payments to the victims, but investigators said the rapper and his mother never did that. They were each convicted by a federal jury of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts with fraud. His mother was sentenced in July to 5 years in prison. Today, the rapper, who rose to fame in 2007, was sentenced exactly to 42 months in prison and supervised release for 3 years. His attorney reacted to the sentencing, but first, we're going to hear from his sister.
I just want to say change won't break our spirit. We stand in faith. I'll be screaming, free my family until they're home where they belong. God is the greatest. We're blessed. Thank you.
I think the judge saw through the fact that this is not a typical fraud that you see in other cases, and most of the restitution was paid back. Most of the people were paid back, and I think that the fact that Sean has done so much stuff for other people in his life, and the fact that he's a good person and helped others, I think that also helped in the sentencing.
And the prosecution, which labeled the 35-year-old rapper as a thief, left the court without making any comments or responding any questions from the media.
Imagine it, a mother and a son running a fraud operation together. And the sad part, they wasn't even good at it. They left paper trails, they left texts, they left evidence all over the place. This wasn't Ocean's 11, this wasn't Sopranos, this was low budget fraud. Now let's talk about the root. Why did this happen? Because Sean Kingston wanted to flex. He wanted to look like he was still living like a superstar. He wanted to show the world he still had it, but he didn't. But instead of earning it back, he tried to steal it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is when flexing goes wrong. Look around you. Look at social media. Chains, watches, cars, vacations, private jets. Everybody flexing. Everybody lying. Everybody trying to look richer than they really are. And what happens? People get desperate. People start doing anything to keep up the image. And that's how you end up like Sean Kingston. But here's the part that hits me. Sean Kingston didn't need to do this. He had hits. He had money. He had opportunities. He could have made more music. He could have toured. He could have collaborated. He could have rebuilt. Instead, he chose the fast lane. He chose the fake lane. And he crashed. And let me say this. This ain't just about Sean Kingston. He's just the name we talking about today. But there are millions of little Sean Kingstons. People buying they can't afford. People renting cars to post on Instagram. People lying about businesses they don't even run. People scamming just to flex. They think they winning, but they losing. Cause every time you flex what you don't have, you dig yourself a deeper hole. Now I'm not here to kick a man while he down. I'm not here to mock the brother's fall. But let's call it what it is. Sean Kingston failed, and failed miserably. He went from Billboard charts to federal court. From a pop star to a cautionary tale. And what makes this even sadder, he dragged his own mama down with him. So here's a lesson. To all the YNs out there, to all the aspiring artists, to all the people hustling just to keep up with social media, Don't chase the flex. Don't sell your freedom for a chain. Don't risk your legacy for a luxury car. Don't throw your life away for likes. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your fake watch. Nobody cares about your rented car. And nobody cares about your fake image. What they will care about is when you get locked up. When you lose it all. When you become the next headline. Sean Kingston wanted to flex. Instead, he got exposed, and now he's paying the price. Remember his story. Remember his fall. Because if you chasing the same image, you chasing the same ending. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.